Guess who's back?
Who?
It's us.
Oh.
That was a weak start, honestly.
Oh.
Good morning, guys. Hey. I was going to like the guess who's back. Back again. Horizon's back. Don't tell your friends.
No, please, tell your friends.
So,
today is a very exciting episode. If you couldn't tell. Today we're doing some hero versus...
comic book fight night during the day.
Yes. That was much cooler than what I was going to say.
Ding, ding, ding. Comic book fight night during the day. How y'all doing, guys? We didn't ask how you were doing, guys.
Well,
who are we, Levi? Did you say who we are? Any
You're
random
Charlie.
sap listening to the radio will be like, what's going on right now? I'm so confused.
You're Charlie.
What happened to the International Power Hour?
But who am I?
You're Levi.
All right.
And we are Heroes on the Horizon, broadcasting live from the Indiana University Southeast campus with all its geese.
And it is kind of night. It's overcast outside, so it is kind of comic book fight overcast.
Darkness.
Got
that Zack Snyder gray tone going on, that Christopher Nolan.
Exactly.
Batman v Superman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't remind me of that. I can't. Why did Christopher Nolan do that?
Christopher Nolan didn't do it. It was Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
he produced Man of Steel, and then he backed out.
Yeah, but he could have probably saved Man of Steel a little more than he did. It was good, but it wasn't good enough.
Because Zack Snyder made it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird people like Zack Snyder has such a strong following. That's weird. He makes very beautiful, stylistic movies, but we're not talking about Zack Snyder today.
We're not, unless we want to do Zack Snyder versus Christopher Nolan.
It's Christopher Nolan easily.
Fight.
One guy makes art.
Christopher Nolan just throws Zack Snyder off the building. He screams down the whole way.
Curse you, Batman director.
With your superior everything.
Audio and visual storytelling, and character arcs, and lack of slow motion. Anyway.
Inception.
That's
how the fight starts. Just Christopher Nolan walks forward. Well,
every step is
I'm sorry. This is not what this show is about.
We're having a good time, man. It's comic book fight night during the day.
Yes. So we're going to be pitting some superheroes head to head, and we're going to hash it out and figure out who would win in a fight.
Why? Because I didn't have any ideas for an episode today, so we're going with it.
No, we have been building up to this.
We have.
Because we have some superheroes that we disagree with on who's better, who's more powerful. And it's time...
And one of us is wrong.
And
one of us is Charlie.
And one of us is right, and his name is Levi. But, but before that...
We have a Twitter and an Instagram.
Yeah.
We tweet and Instagram things.
Sometimes.
Pictures, messages. I've been doing good on Twitter lately.
I haven't. I've been trying to get my paper in.
That's a big mood, buddy.
Yeah. It's due on Monday.
Ooh.
2 days, including today.
So this whole week on our Twitter, which is @on_heroes, if you want to follow us, we've been posting polls of some of the runner-up fights that didn't make the cut for today to see who the fan thinks would win. And we have a list of them here for you, telling you the results of all of our Twitter fights.
Before we do that, also our Instagram. I want to quick throw that in. Our Instagram is
Heroes
_ Horizon.
You can tell who uses it more because I know the name of it.
Oh, it's so long. So,
yeah.
Do you want to do the first
Twitter
battle?
So Monday on our Twitter we had Alpha Flight versus Teen Titans with a landslide victory for the Teen Titans who won as a 80-20.
Now, what did you think? Who do you think should have won?
Teen Titans easily.
I think Teen Titans should have won as well.
Yeah. Alpha Flight's cool. They got some heavy hitters, but
Teen Titans has Starfire and Raven, and they're incredibly powerful.
I don't know, they got a Sasquatch on their side and a really short man.
Starfire and Raven. The next one is Daredevil versus Nightwing.
That was on Tuesday.
And it was a tie.
Yeah. Shout out to Mary Glisten. She voted on that one.
We
had two votes on that poll.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So I personally actually think that Daredevil would have won this one.
I think Nightwing would win because I'm right.
See, Daredevil actually has powers.
Yeah, he can't see, but he can hear things a little bit better.
Like, way better.
Nightwing can, like, do acrobats and, like, has gadgets and has the gray butt in the DC universe, apparently.
I think Daredevil's
That's canon.
beaten more difficult characters than Nightwing.
Nightwing's being Superman.
Wait, what? How?
Kryptonite.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's different. Okay. You want to do the next one?
Yeah, so Wednesday we had Spider-Man Noir versus the Amazing Nightcrawler from the X-Men. And it was astonishing 67% in favor for Spider-Man Noir and 33% for Nightcrawler, which I don't agree with, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think Nightcrawler should have won. Like, Nightcrawler would have done...
He can't beat Nicolas Cage.
Would have been circles around Spider-Man Noir. Because it's just... Yeah.
We don't pick the dance floor, we just dance.
Like, Spider-Man Noir overwhelmingly picks hand-to-hand combat, which is not his strong suit, over his Spider-Man power.
At least in the Spider-Verse movies.
Well,
you read the comic too, though.
Yeah, it's just the way it was back. It's his character partially.
Absolutely.
And I feel like he would really have a hard time coming up against something like Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Where Nightcrawler could teleport and things, and
probably.
I just feel like Nightcrawler could possibly be a very overpowered character. Something we should probably talk about sometime.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
it's on the list now.
Yeah.
We're going in. And then our Thursday one was Thanos, the Grimace himself, and versus Starro, the Star Conqueror, the giant telepathic starfish, who's conquered universes. Plot twist: Thanos won, guys. Why? Because people know who he is.
Here's the thing. Honestly, what they should do is they should write a plot where Thanos and Starro are like longtime like rivals.
Absolutely.
That would be amazing.
Thanos is just like, Stark means nothing. The Hulk, I can break him like a toothpick. But that thing scares me. It's just like the giant starfish, like...
Because honestly, Starro could probably get in Thanos' head.
Real thoughts, Thanos has a fear of hentai.
I went on Earth, and I landed in Japan, and I saw something.
I saw things!
That disturbed me. I've spared Earth now.
That's why I snapped.
I don't want to be a part of that planet.
But so Thanos won 67%, Starro was 37%.
Starro would have totally won, especially if Thanos did not have the Infinity Gauntlet.
Starro is, the strongest telepath in the DC universe, apparently.
Yeah. Which would probably be why they would never
conquered trillions.
Do a Rivals.
Yeah.
It would have to be a crossover between DC and Marvel.
I'd watch that.
It would be really cool.
Yeah. And then our final fight was yesterday. It was Captain Marvel versus the Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. And Captain Marvel won by a landslide. It was like 89% for Captain Marvel and 11% for Spider-Man. They got wrecked. I agree with that.
I agree.
Just look at the movie, yeah.
Captain Marvel's really powerful, and
Especially
Spider-Man kind of just climbs
but
things.
It's three of them, but also you have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, which, he's pretty powerful himself,
Captain Marvel could just, blast them all at once.
Throw them into the sun.
Yeah.
Anyway, those were all of our Twitter fights, and those were the results. Hope y'all enjoyed them. And if you want more content like that, follow us on Twitter, and you can get more of our information, things like that, our fun contests, and our weekly build-ups, which will be exciting.
Yeah.
I think I'll explain what's going to be this week coming up for our next show, but we won't worry about that. We'll get to that to the end. Anyway, so our first big actual fight, we're actually going to debate this.
Yes.
Who is it, Levi?
It is Moon Knight versus Batman.
We got the Dark Knight Detective versus the Avatar of Khonshu.
Mm-hmm.
A crazy man versus a slightly more crazy man. Which one is it?
Oh,
good question.
I feel like I know which one's the slightly more crazy one.
It's Moon Knight.
It's Moon Knight.
Yeah. So, give me some stats on Moon Knight, Levi.
Okay, hold on. I can't remember them all. So Moon Knight is 6'2" and 225 pounds.
And that's canon, by the way. I looked it up in the Marvel Encyclopedia.
Proud of you. He can bench press 450 pounds. That's a lot.
That's pretty chunky right there. He's a dummy thick.
He has speed quick enough to dodge bullets.
That's pretty fast.
Now, when was this established? Because
maybe in the original run, he would dodge bullets because he can't really get shocked and he's dead.
Is that something that Khonshu withheld, or do you think he still has that?
I think he just...
Because I know he got
I think he still dodges bullets because he still, dodges bullets.
Okay.
And wears white so people can see him coming.
That's
a stat right there, too. He wears a white so they see him coming. Yeah.
He's like the anti-Batman in some ways.
Yeah, the anti-Batman.
And he can deal with basically any amount of pain.
A large amount of pain, yeah.
Even we'll get into some debate there with how much pain he can really deal with, because I've got some opinions. He can easily defeat master martial artists and a former Marine and mercenaries. Oh, yeah. Blah.
I didn't word that well.
And considered a better fighter than Daredevil and Punisher, but worse than Captain America and Iron Fist, which makes sense, I think.
Yeah, Captain America's pretty good.
Batman. Do you want to go and do that one?
Yeah, sure thing. So Batman is a 6'2", 210-pound man, so he's a bit lighter. That doesn't really matter much.
Same height, though.
Same height, though. It's interesting. They're slightly taller than me. But anyway, but shorter than our friend Elliot. So, I mean, obviously Elliot would win that fight.
Yeah, clearly.
Shout out to Elliot. He's been shown capable of lifting up to 2,000 pounds and throwing 600, which is interesting. I think that was just, under great duress, though. He was, holding up an elevator, which, interesting. I think that was in 1940s when he did that, though, so it might be a bit different.
Yeah, I feel like he would not be able to do that now.
But he still shows, extreme amount of strength.
Oh, yeah.
The 600-pound, throwing someone earlier was, cannon. He threw, a man back. It's oh, yeet.
He's powerful.
He's Batman.
He can really... Do you even lift? Batman lifts.
I feel like he's very clearly stronger than Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I like the image of, Batman throwing someone and saying yeet in a very dark and grizzled voice. Yeet! This bad guy's empty. Okay. He's also extreme superhuman agility, so he's got really fast reflexes. He can dodge and fast and catch Flash's attention real fast. Well, not attention, trip him. He's tripped Flash before, which is pretty fast.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And he's also been shown to be able to take off Green Lantern's ring without him noticing
He has stealth.
Yeah. Stealth. He's a stealth master. He knows 127 different fighting styles, which he mastered and turned into one superior fighting style, because, he's Batman, and why not? And then Superman's list of ranking fighters as a class, he's a level 12 out of 15, which I think the max is 15, which is pretty good. And he's considered one of the best fighters in the DC universe, behind, at least the current universe one, behind, say, Ra's al Ghul, Cassandra Cain, Lady Shiva, and possibly Deathstroke. So he's probably about number 5, probably.
Also, they both have a gadget tool belt kind of situations.
Yeah.
And they both have
But Batman's more high tech.
Batman is more high tech. I think that Moon Knight could be as high tech if he wanted to be, but he just doesn't care.
In the Vengeance of Moon Knight, he was more high tech because he had a special armor made for him. It was carbondanium armor, which is cheaper adamantium. It's probably third strongest. I don't know. It can block bullets. It can lock his joints in together to support structures.
Yeah.
It was kind of pretty cool, but. That's it if you run.
In general, I think that it really depends upon who's writing Moon Knight, and there's not as much of a standardized thing with him. So I don't know, but I don't think he regularly uses super high tech things like Batman does.
You're right. Yeah, he's mostly instead of Batman's grapple guns and high tech batarangs and stuff, he uses a truncheon. He shatters in people's faces and then punches them, and it's sad because he broke his truncheon.
I think that in general,
dip into the blood money.
He just likes more brutal things. He would rather like he said, beat someone to death with a truncheon than not kill people.
Absolutely, he's trying to send a message. I feel like he'd rather cut off a villain's face, depending on who's writing it, than yeah.
Yeah. So there's definitely, I would say that Moon Knight is definitely more ruthless in general.
Absolutely. I mean, Batman's pretty ruthless. He's crushed people's windpipes, just prove a message with his hand, because he probably he's a ruthless character.
But Moon Knight's more ruthless.
I'd say because Moon Knight's moral wise, he's more open to killing, I believe, and more violent as a character. He's willing to cut off someone's face, apparently. Mm-hmm. Or Batman's more he doesn't kill, but he's totally fine with lifetime hospital.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't think of the word there.
Lifetime.
Put people in the hospital for life.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is arguably worse than killing.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know if he's
It's
thought
like
about
in video
that.
games, it says no killing, but you throw someone off a rooftop, and it's like, congratulations, you beat the mission, but you threw someone off a rooftop.
Yeah.
So he's probably dead.
Yeah.
I always liked that. I love the Spider-Man 2 game for Xbox.
I wasn't touching him, so I'm not responsible.
Oops.
Gravity did it, not me.
It's like a Batman Begins. I don't kill, but I don't have to save you. And just disappear. Like, that's technically killing. I don't know.
Yeah. Other heroes would have saved, I think.
Superman would have.
Mm-hmm. So, for anyone who's listened to this show, you probably know that I'm on the side of Moon Knight here.
I defend it.
I love Moon Knight. So, I think Moon Knight is virtually capable of anything human, in a sense, because and some that's not human. Like, so I think it's interesting because when you're up against Batman, Batman is basically just a incredibly advanced fighter. He doesn't have any real superpowers, and depending upon who's writing Moon Knight, he kind of does have powers of some sort that are gifted to him by Khonshu, but Khonshu has forfeited those from him as of recent, recent in quotes.
Not really recent.
Recent in quotes,
Since
meaning
like the 80s.
that is his current state, and they haven't given them back, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And
but even then, his powers are just like, oh, I can kind of lift a car.
Yeah, but I do think that the fact that he's Khonshu's like avatar does play a huge role in what he's capable of. And I think if pushed to an extreme, I think Khonshu would basically give him as much power as he needs to survive, because Khonshu needs an avatar, and if he loses his avatar, I don't know what would happen to Khonshu. I don't think it would be good for him, and I think in the end, that's what Khonshu is most concerned about.
Interesting. I'm on the opposite spectrum. I'm a big believer, like everyone else in the comic book world who thinks Batman would win. Because, first off, Batman is a better fighter, and he's stronger than Moon Knight, physically-wise, so, he's going to beat him hand-to-hand and technology-wise 9 out of 10 times, typically, unless, Moon Knight gets a jump on him. But even then, Batman's going to see him coming because, Moon Knight's wearing all white. But in terms of the whole Khonshu thing, I feel like, Batman, first off, doesn't kill, so I don't think Khonshu would lose his avatar, because he's like, hey, I'm not going to kill him, I'm just going to break your knees, which Khonshu's okay with Moon Knight losing his kneecaps before, because it's happened.
Yeah.
Which, he's just like, oh, you just heal up, I'll heal it later, it's all good. But and in terms of the whole relationship between Moon Knight and Khonshu, I feel like it's also a very unhealthy relationship. So, Mark, depending on how Mark's being written, he's probably going to try to, at least not kill Batman, typically. Which is going to get probably the Khonshu, you need to kill him. Cut his face off. And Mark's like, no, I don't do that anymore.
See, but here's the thing. If we're looking at this from, how this would logically play out, if one of them had to win the fight, if it didn't end until one of them won the fight, there would not be a situation where Khonshu wouldn't eventually have to step in and kind of take over, which is something that's happened before.
Yeah.
And so it would kind of, I think, start off with Batman clearly winning, because Batman absolutely
start off with that. He's going to be throwing him around like ragdoll.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Moon Knight would never be able to beat Batman on his own with just his fighting skills. Batman would win. He like you said, he is he's stronger, he's a better fighter than Moon Knight in every way. But I do believe that if one of them had to win, Batman would eventually have to figure out, he would basically have to fake it out. He would have to convince Khonshu almost that he was going to kill Moon Knight. And at that point, because Moon Knight is going to continue to go. He's going to keep on, because he's insane. He's going to keep on fighting no matter what. I don't think
Mark's insane. I think he's just split.
That's true. But I still think that
he's not Joker insane.
If we're thinking about it like it's Moon Knight is including Khonshu in this, that means that Khonshu is invested in the fight.
Absolutely.
And probably telling Moon Knight to fight Batman. So if that's the case, then Moon Knight probably is not going to be able to stop fighting Batman. And Moon Knight will keep losing and losing, but keep going and going and going until Khonshu steps in and basically makes him win.
I think we're also doubting the fact that Batman is also going to keep going. Like, Khonshu might give him more superpowers and things like that, but Batman's being superpowered people before, especially extremely powerful superpowered people before. Because usually, he first off, he has prep time, and the overall feats that Khonshu has shown when he's in control is just maybe a bit more of mental power, like telepathy and like intimidation factors, and a little bit more enhanced strength.
I don't know. I feel
like Batman's handled before. He's shown he can resist telepathy and things like that, and he's shown being to handle like people with, like, say Bane, who's broken Batman's back. And the only reason Bane broke his back is because he was really tired after going weeks without sleep and continuously fighting bad guys trying to round him up.
See, I feel like because Moon Knight has had to deal with things like this before, but more supernatural level things.
Well, Batman's still supernatural too.
Yeah. So I feel like they both could equally deal with like things more powerful than they are. Because let's be real, Batman defeating characters that have a lot of superpowers is legitimately him beating things that are more powerful than he is.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I mean, they're not going to write him to lose. I mean, realistically, if it was a comic, I don't think that they would ever write Batman to lose.
Well, you could argue Nightfall he lost.
Well, no, he's lost in the past, but I'm saying, like, if they were to write a comic that was Moon Knight versus Batman, I think that they would not allow Batman to lose. It wouldn't. But I think if you were just to compare abilities, if it was just purely based on ability, once Khonshu steps in, I think Moon Knight would win. I think Khonshu has the ability to be Batman through Moon Knight.
You have too much faith in Khonshu.
I think that Khonshu has the ability, but I don't think that he cares enough about Moon Knight's safety necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think Khonshu cares about Mark hardly at all, honestly.
But the only thing that he does care about is making sure that he doesn't die.
I feel like it's quite possible he might even dish Khonshu, Mark be like, "Hey, Mark, I think this Batman guy's a better avatar." And be like, "Hot bodies."
Well, if that's the case, then Batman still loses because now Batman is
Batman's got to deal with that.
Batman's got a freaking Khonshu.
It's okay, Batman's got Alfred. He'll take care of it.
I just don't think that Batman could defeat, if we're thinking realistically, because again, I think that he's been written to defeat things way more powerful than him before.
Mm-hmm.
But I think realistically, because Batman doesn't have any kind of supernatural powers or abilities, he's just a really good fighter. I think in the end, a god would defeat him, even a weak god like Khonshu. I mean, just from a realistic standpoint. That's not to say that, if he was to go up, if there was a character exactly like Moon Knight in the DC universe that Batman had to go up against, of course Batman would win in the comic series.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that just from an overall stats perspective, I think that Moon Knight would win if Khonshu decided that he wanted to keep Moon Knight alive.
So your final answer then right now.
Moon Knight would win.
Okay. My final answer is obviously I think Batman won, so this is going to be a tie for us, I guess, because we don't have a third person here.
To be fair, Moon Knight might be completely
he's not gonna come out unscathed.
He's gonna be very hurt.
He's gonna have maybe a few crushed rib cages and maybe a few broken bones and
maybe even worse.
Most of his broken bones and
yeah. But I
just imagine being a little blob on the ground, just You're my Python and the Holy Grail.
No, I need to.
The Black Knight scene at least,
where he's
these his arms and legs.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh!
That's what it's gonna be like.
Yes, exactly. See, that's why I'm
all right, we'll call it a tie.
Yeah, that's. I think they're gonna.
Your arms are broken. Says you don't have any arms. Your arms are broken. I can still win.
Yeah, I just don't know. I just have a great amount of skepticism that Batman would be able to beat Khonshu at Khonshu's full strength.
I don't think Khonshu is that powerful, in my opinion, so I'm going to say Batman then. Let us know what you think on Twitter.
All right. I think we knew that we were going to come to this conclusion.
Yeah,
we've hashed this out before.
We've argued about this before, and I still hold that Batman is going to beat Moon Knight, even if Khonshu's there. Because if Mark can summon Khonshu, then Batman can summon Alfred, and let's face it, Alfred's going to whip the floor with a Khonshu.
See, the thing is that's horrible about it is that Moon Knight's written so differently, depending upon which comic you're reading.
Yeah, it's like he's a different character that people don't realize.
Yeah, I mean, he's several different characters, to be fair.
You're right.
And he...
Who's going to win? Moon Knight's taxi or the Batmobile? My money's on the Batmobile. I don't know about you.
I don't know. I feel like Moon Knight would be able to get something similar to the Batmobile. He has the money.
No, he's not going to ditch the taxi, man. That's iconic.
He could turn the taxi into a Batmobile. The Moonmobile.
The Moony Wagon.
The Moony Wagon.
The Moony Loony Wagon.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
I would love to see a head-to-head battle like that because I feel like some really strange supernatural crap would occur from just Moon Knight having to face a foe as powerful as Batman. It would certainly be close.
Yeah.
I just believe that, like, you know.
But real talk, if the companies ever were to do this, it would end up in a tie probably.
I mean,
because they don't want to admit it.
Of course not. Yeah, but if it was DC that was in charge of it, Batman would win.
And if Marvel was in charge of it, Batman probably wins still.
Batman would win because Batman's more popular. Batman's the thing that's horrible is that Batman's been around so long that he has fought such a wide variety of enemies that are way more powerful than him in the end. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
And
Moon Knight fought a werewolf.
Yeah. I feel like that's not a testament to how powerful he is. That's just them writing a plot and giving him situations that would be very difficult to get out of.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't like Batman. I think Batman's incredible. I think he's one of the most deep characters in the comic book universe. But, like, I don't know. I think there's a difference between what he could win every single time and what he's won in the past.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But anyway, next fight?
Yes.
Next fight. Ding, ding. Round 2. Here we go, baby.
We've left Moon Knight and Batman in...
Fight 2, Electric Boogaloo.
And we're now into Fight 2. They're just kind of pulps on the floor, the last fight. They just left themselves, like they don't even have bones in their body anymore.
Alright, so this fight, it's a pretty cool one. It's a battle of the Captain Marvels. Or at least, well, it's not Captain Marvel anymore. You have Shazam versus Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. Who you want to talk about?
Use the power of the lawsuit.
The power of the lawsuit. Marvel wins. Alright, so I'll do Shazam this time. So we have Shazam, a.k.a. Billy Batson. Well, when he's a little kid, he's kind of short and kind of like, probably 130 pounds probably. I'm not sure, I didn't look it up. But when he says the word Shazam, he turns into the world's mightiest mortal, weighing 225 pounds at a height of 6'4". And when he says Shazam, he gains the wisdom of Solomon, which means he's capable of passing really hard tests and grants him knowledge of how to act and morals and things like that. Gives him the smarts. And he has the strength of Hercules, which gives him the strength power enough to go blow to blow with the likes of Superman, Darkseid, all the heavy hitters of the the DC universe. The stamina of Atlas, which he's got a lot of stamina, like an infinite pool. He can run for a really long time. He's capable of taking a lot of blows, etc. Yeah. He's got that stamina, baby. The power of Zeus. He can summon magical lightning powers and shock people with his lightning bolts and destroy things, and he's really powerful. I feel like.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Magic lightning so powerful they can harm Superman.
Yeah.
All these comparisons are against Superman because
that's all he's fought Superman.
Yeah. The courage of Achilles. He's brave. He's brave enough to fight the literal physical embodiment of God's vengeance. And he's like, I got this. Cocky.
In other words, he'd be able to beat up Moon Knight very easily.
Oh, yeah, he's in like, boom, and send him flying.
He would just flick him, yeah.
Flick him and send him flying.
Moon Knight'd be like, Cry!
And the speed of Mercury. In the past, it's been shown that he's able to keep up with the Flash before, because he's that fast.
That's a big deal.
However, modern DC lists him as the 9th fastest speedster, and he's behind the likes of Superman and Wonder Woman. Which, depending on who you are, you either hate it or you love it. I personally hate it.
I feel like
How is he slower than Wonder Woman?
I don't know. I feel like that's like...
That was a bad decision.
I think it was just to nerf him a little bit.
Probably, yeah.
Because he needed nerfing. Because, I mean, consider how powerful the Flash is.
The Flash is a dummy powerful, like, it's ridiculous.
The Flash can do... I mean, if you can imagine it happening through speed, it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane what the Flash can do. And if he could keep up with Flash, he could basically do anything. But I don't know if he's smart enough to realize everything he could do. So, you know.
Makes sense. Wait a minute, so that's his power set. You pitch me Captain Marvel, baby.
All right, so Captain Marvel is 5'11", 165 pounds.
Nice.
But, where'd it go? Is it over here?
Yes. It's a messy outline today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Capable of throwing large asteroids.
Yeah.
Hits with 44 tons. That's a lot.
44 tons of force, baby.
And that's in early appearances where she was weaker, because, I mean, now she's, like,
they've given her a power boost.
She's a little bit more powerful, and by a little bit, I mean a lot of it.
Yeah.
She's capable of absorbing energy and then throwing it back out, which is actually really awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Kirby.
But she doesn't swallow her bolt. Can you imagine? That'd be so, like, intimidating.
She would just, like,
she's fighting
her
Thanos.
mouth would unhinge like a snake.
It's like, oh god, no. Teleport stop. Like, he ain't about that life. You win, guys. The cat doesn't do it.
She can absorb the energy up to a nuke.
But when she does that, she, like, passes out afterwards, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And throw energy blasts, and she can also... She learned to fight from the Whatsums, the freaking...
U.S. Air Force?
The Air Force, and also the... Kree, there we go. That's the word I was trying to think of. They're good to fight. They're good fighters, both of those.
They're warriors, you know.
Yeah. They're pretty good.
They train people to fight. It's like their job or something like that.
Yeah.
Air Force is something about combat, I don't know.
Flight speed is 500 miles in 5 seconds.
That's pretty fast.
That's 100 miles a second.
Not faster than, the Flash, but, like, hey.
How do you know where, like, to get off at the exit? How do you know?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's too fast.
It's like, so there's this characters in Marvel called North Star and Aurora, and they're really fast. They don't have, like, like, they can't process things fast, they're just moving fast, so, like, they'll miss, like, they'll run into things all the time because they're moving so fast.
Hits brick wall,
boom! Someone puts their arm out, like, clothesline them because they're not, like, paying attention. But, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. And also, she trained with Captain America, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she is very, very powerful in her own right.
Yeah, she's absolutely very powerful. She's being like the Wonder Man, Namor, and she's gone toe-to-toe with the Hulk. But she's never actually beaten the Hulk, though.
She could probably beat the Hulk.
I don't think she could beat the Hulk. The Hulk's, like, up there in power level. He can absorb energy, too. And he's also, like, the madder he gets, the stronger he gets. The Hulk's, like, Marvel's heaviest hitter, probably, arguably.
But how much energy can he take?
As much as he needs.
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know. I feel like she could beat the Hulk.
No, she can't beat the Hulk.
But she can fly.
And she can't fly if she's, snapped in half.
So she can launch him into the sun or something.
She can barely beat Namor, so, I mean, I don't know. Carry on.
I don't know. Who do you think would win?
I am in the personal opinion that Shazam would win.
All right.
I think, physically speaking, he's shown to be a lot stronger than her. Like, yeah, she's lifted asteroids, but, like, he's been shown to be on strength power with Superman, and Superman's moved whole planets before.
I'm going to try and argue from the side of Captain Marvel.
Shazam is also faster than Captain Marvel.
I'm going to try to argue from the side of Captain Marvel because someone needs to defend poor Captain Marvel. Keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, so I think Shazam is fast. So 500 miles in 5 seconds is pretty fast. But, whenever he's been shown to keep up with, like, the Flash before, and he's been shown to keep up with Superman before, who's been shown to go on, like, past, like, near light speed before, I think that gives him a power advantage over there. Power-wise, he's significantly more powerful, I believe. Just like magic lightning bolts, like, and, if Magic Lightning Bolt can harm Superman, it can probably harm Captain Marvel, even if she can absorb energy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been shown before that Captain Marvel...
No, I'm going to disagree there. I think that if she can absorb energy, she can deal with a lightning bolt. Even if it's a magic lightning bolt.
You're probably right.
Because Superman
but how many
can't
lightning
absorb...
bolts, though?
How many is she going to let him give her? Because, remember, I don't know. Because he still has to be able to aim the lightning bolts. You know, and they're both very fast. But when you're going 1,000,000 miles an hour...
Lightning bolts are pretty fast, though.
Can you aim?
Lightning bolts move at the speed of light. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. But when you're going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, how are you going to be able to aim?
Well, lightning automatically touches the nearest tallest object. So she's up in the air. That's pretty bad news bears.
I don't know. You also have to realize...
Yeah, it's also, a magic lightning bolt. So,
Yeah, he has to aim the lightning bolt.
If he says Shazam, the lightning bolt's going to hit him no matter what.
It's a ranged attack.
Yeah.
So he has to be able to aim it. Another thing to keep in mind is that how much does he understand as a 13-year-old boy?
Well, he has the wisdom of Solomon.
You keep saying this, but I don't know if he knows to take advantage of that. He's still a kid.
Well, what does Captain Marvel have?
Adult wisdom.
Oh, yeah, sure, because she's so smart.
I mean, she's not really. But here's the thing. I feel like she would understand the physics of a lightning bolt. And
she flies planes. Which I will argue, because she has, flies planes, she might have a better understanding of how to fly probably better than Shazam.
We also don't know how much she's learned.
Because this is not the movie Captain Marvel, this is the comic book one.
I know.
Yeah.
But we don't... Okay, so here's the thing. I know that the argument is that he has the wisdom of Solomon, right? I still am not convinced by this. And the reason I'm not convinced by this is because he is a 13-year-old boy or a 12-year-old boy. I can't even remember. I think he's 13.
15, I think.
15 now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he grew up. Still, he's a young boy, and whether or not... Okay, when you're a teenager, even if you know something is stupid, you still do it. You have the wisdom. That doesn't mean you pay attention to it.
He's got the courage to do something stupid,
Yeah.
That courage until he bounces out.
And it's the only thing that gives him any weakness. He is, like we said, the world's most mightiest mortal, right?
Yeah.
And he can go toe-to-toe with Superman. But that does not mean that he has the intelligence. I don't think he has the intelligence to use the full strength of his powers, the understanding, the concentration, or just the understanding of physics in general, like speed, like what the Flash can do. I don't think he could ever tap into that because he just doesn't even understand, the theory of relativity or any of the other crazy...
Well, you think Superman does?
Yes!
Superman's a farmer!
I think Superman could. I think Superman, if he wanted to, he could freaking go to the library and read a book on it.
Well, yeah, because he's super fast. It's been shown he can read books really fast.
Yeah, and so he could gain the knowledge, and he probably he's been around the Flash.
But it's been shown that the wisdom of Solomon gives him information. He's used to pass really hard tests before, and he's been shown to be really smart because of that. So I feel like he has wisdom of Solomon. He has the facts. He knows these theories of relativity and things like that.
But he's still a teenager. And I don't know. If you're in the moment, just because you have wisdom doesn't mean you're going to use it in the moment.
But you can argue that it's also with Captain Marvel was like that. So there's a comic arc called Civil War II where she gets this Inhuman who can predict the future and thinks that this is the greatest thing ever. So she uses that knowledge, that wisdom of what's going to happen to, corner Thanos on Earth. And because of it, she gets 2 of her teammates killed and barely beats Thanos. So I feel like she's also very reckless because she's more of a blunt instrument, I guess.
She totally is.
And I feel like she's also very headstrong because it's been shown she makes a lot of bad decisions before because she's not always, making the best decisions.
Yes, but it's still basically a adult, headstrong woman who makes bad decisions versus a little boy. Who's going to win? I don't know. Because in the end, even though I don't think that Captain Marvel could beat Shazam outright.
Yeah.
Because Shazam just can't...
He's faster, he's stronger. Just on those 2 statistics,
There's
I think.
nothing that I think that we know of that can kill him. Because he's pretty invincible.
Yeah.
Like, even if she threw a nuke at him, I think he would survive.
Yes.
So I think it would always end in a draw, but I think Captain Marvel would be able to keep the upper hand for longer and always be one step ahead of Shazam. Because I think Shazam's just a kid.
I feel like he can easily just outlast her because he has that stamina of.
But that's not winning. You know?
Yes, it is.
I don't think so.
He asked the Romans, outlasting someone is winning someone, because Captain Marvel will get tired eventually.
I think she will, but I think that she will always stay ahead mentally. Even though she's headstrong, I think that even if she makes poor decisions, she still can strategize to some degree. And I don't think that Shazam is very good at that.
I think he can't strategize.
I don't think he's very good at it. And I think that she's better at it. That's my opinion. I think she's better at it.
Well, smarts only counts for so much. Because, Hulk isn't crazy smart at the time, and she still loses to the Hulk a lot. Because he physically overpowers her.
Yeah, the only way that she could win against the Hulk is if she avoided him.
And even then, Hulk's fast.
But the thing is that she was able to beat Thanos.
She didn't beat Thanos.
She barely. You said she.
She had a team of people with her helping fight Thanos.
Okay.
She had She-Hulk there and a few other people.
Okay.
Even then.
But I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced that if we're looking at how this would play out, I feel like there would be a lot of firstly, it would be a battle that would probably span universes. It would be huge because they both kind of just fly around places and can go all over the galaxy and the world and wherever. And it would be incredibly destructive. It would be mind-blowing. And
I
it
feel
would
like
be...
sorry, what were you saying?
I was just going to say, in the end, the only way Captain Marvel can win is by trying to... She would have to play on the defense super hard.
Yeah. I feel like Captain Marvel will have less qualms about, civilian casualties, I think. Because if she's trying to win the battle, she's got the whole necessary casualties to win this fight. Whereas I think Shazam has more of a moral high ground, I think. Because he's not going to let bad things happen to people because he's going to try to avoid that. Because he's also just a kid. He has that black and white era. So
yeah.
I feel like she might also have that on him. But where she's going to use that to her advantage, that's a good question.
The only way that I could see her possibly beating Shazam is if she figured out a way to trap him and entrap him somewhere. Like maybe create some kind of planetary prison somehow that he could not escape.
But you can also just teleport, the Rock of Eternity, and boom, he's done. It's been shown you can teleport before.
That's true.
So,
is there a way that she could destroy the Rock of Eternity?
Well, it's been shown that the Spectre, God's Spirit of Vengeance, tried, and he could barely do it. But it's a good question because it's the conduit of all magic in the DC universe. So it's a very powerful structure. And it's probably got defenses, especially from the wizard. From the wizard, Shazam is still there technically.
Is it possible that she could somehow lock him into the Rock of Eternity?
Possibly.
That's the only way I think she could win.
But how is she going to get the magic?
Just destroy the doors.
But it's been shown that he can leave it without the doors, though. All right.
I didn't know that.
We got 15 minutes. What's your final answer?
I don't know. Because I feel like if she could figure out... she would need...
That's a lot of ifs. But, talking physically speaking, I'm going to say it's Shazam.
If she had help.
Well, if Shazam had help, he had the whole Marvel family. It's been shown he can create,
If she had help.
Who's she going to call on this?
Someone with
Iron
magic.
Man light? Shazam can call on Superman.
She would need to figure out a way to out-magic him. Somehow.
Well, if he's going to try to out-magic him, he's just going to call on his friend Shazam. He can out-magic that person. A literal wizard. Well, Matt, he's going to call him the Justice League.
See, I'm not convinced that there's anyone who can kill Shazam. It seems to me like Shazam is overpowered in general, and the only thing that really is his limitation is his mind.
Yeah.
So, it would at least end in Captain Marvel running away. But I don't think Captain Marvel's ever going to be able to overpower Shazam.
Yeah.
The only thing possible is if she somehow was able to figure out like the genesis of his powers and learn how to stop his powers.
Yeah.
She would have to go in and like...
If she caught him as a kid, maybe. I mean, maybe she like put duct tape over his mouth.
Yeah, that would be... There you go!
But is he really gonna like transform back to a kid in a heat of a battle?
Honestly, if he tries to do the trick where he uses his change lightning bolt to hurt her,
Possibly.
Then maybe.
But he's also physically powerful.
And if she lets out, she's practically invincible too. If she lets out enough energy in order to take in more, then I think that she could. I think that she could be virtually invincible, especially in a fight with Shazam, where she would need to be letting out a lot of power all the time.
Yeah.
She could take more hits because of that.
I still hold that Shazam wins, though.
I think it would be really close, but I think in the end Shazam is more likely to win. It's possible that Captain Marvel could win if she was to do her research and try and like find. They would have to write in a way.
You're right.
Because otherwise Shazam would win against everybody. You know.
Yeah.
So I think that it's a close enough match to they would have to write in a way that he could die or something.
I agree. Okay, so we have time for one more fight. Do you want to do number 4 or you want to do number 5?
I'm interested in doing number 4.
Number 4? Oh, yeah, number 4. We'll say number 5 for the next semester.
Okay.
All right.
Teen Titans versus the Invaders.
Alrighty. So these are 2 very fun episodes we did. So we're picking the 2 teams we really like and saying who would win.
Yes. This one's harder.
I don't think so. I think it's pretty.
I think it's harder than the Teen Titans versus.
No, hardly. I disagree with you. All right. So the Teen Titans. Who's on the Teen Titans lineup, Levi?
Okay. So Teen Titans has Robin, Cyborg, Beast Boy, Starfire, Raven, Kid Flash.
That's Wonder Girl.
What?
Wonder Girl.
Yeah, Wonder Girl. And
the Invaders has...
I read Kid Flash already, sorry.
And then the Invaders has Captain America, Namor, Bucky, Toro, which is just like a Human Torch light, Human Torch, which is a Human Torch, Spitfire, a Speedster, and Union Jack, basically British Captain America without the powers.
Yeah, Union Jack is like really weak.
he hunts monsters, though, so I think that
he has a silver dagger, so...
Yeah, in more modern comics, Union Jack has shown to be more of a physical presence. He hunts monsters a lot.
He has the a little bit of the same type of serum that like the stuff that Captain America got. But he does.
He does?
I read about this. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
He does. Because I was like, what does the Union Jack even have? And I read it, and in newer comics he has the powers that Captain America has.
Okay.
But it's like it's not the same stuff that Captain America got, but they were trying to do the same thing, the same super soldier juice.
Okay. Super soldier juice.
Yeah. It's not
Steroids.
it might not be as good. I think that Captain America versus Union Jack, Captain America would win, but you know.
Yeah. So, who do you think will win this lineup, Python?
Okay, so I want to know who you think will
I think
win.
that Teen Titans wins this hands down.
I don't think they win it hands down. I don't think it's so simple, but I do think they would win.
Yeah.
But
because if we look at the power lineup, I feel like they simply overpower them. Because we have Robin, who's a pretty good fighter on his own, probably top 20 DC fighters.
No, okay, I'm going to disagree with you here. I think that Robin is probably the weakest of all of them.
Well, it depends on which Robin.
Well, this is Dick Grayson.
Oh, fine. That's not important, though. Okay. Then we have Cyborg, the living, computer who can, process information in a millisecond and, has hand cannons. And in some cases can teleport.
That's his coolest thing. Honestly, hand cannons are awesome.
And in some cases, he's attached to a boombox. Not boombox. Another box. It can teleport to, different dimensions and stuff.
The thing, it depends upon when you're talking about in the story with him, because with him, sometimes he can have quite a big ego, and that can be to his detriment.
Possibly, yeah. We also have Beast Boy who can turn to, a T-Rex and a gorilla.
Yeah.
Which I know Captain America is pretty strong, but Captain America is not stronger than a gorilla.
I don't know about that.
Gorillas are pretty strong, man. Like, they can, like, rip people in half.
Captain America could beat a gorilla.
You can take the best MMA fighter and put him against it's my turn to talk. You can take a best MMA fighter and put him against a chimpanzee, and the chimpanzee would win almost 9 times out of 10, because they're so much more stronger than humans are.
You take
Conor McGregor, and he'll lose to a chimpanzee.
You told me that just now that Captain America couldn't defeat a gorilla. Have you seen who Captain America has fought?
Okay, physically speaking.
Oh yeah, I'm sure if they got in a boxing ring, yeah, the gorilla would win. Whatever. Captain America's gonna beat the gorilla.
That's the real fight about Captain America versus some gorilla.
Like, you put a gorilla,
Captain America, the super soldier versus a gorilla.
A gorilla just on the streets.
That's the team up pick I want. Captain America and a gorilla.
No,
watch out, Red Skull. It's Captain America and a gorilla.
Beast Boy could 100% turn into more powerful creatures than a gorilla. A gorilla.
We have Starfire, an alien with super strength and powerful energy blaster. Raven, literally an interdimensional demon who can, like, is probably the strongest person on the team. Kid Flash, the fastest person in the DC universe, and what?
Nothing.
Oh, and Donna Troy, who's basically Wonder Woman light, but also significantly more powerful.
Okay.
Oh, move back. Sorry.
We also should keep in mind that at certain points in the series, they do not have Flash anymore.
But in this fight, they have Kid Flash. Because
Yeah.
they have to match up the lineups. Sorry.
But to be fair, it is Kid Flash, and throughout a lot of the series, Kid Flash is like losing his powers slowly. I don't know how powerful he would be. It really depends. And I also don't know how powerful Donna Troy would be.
You want to replace Donna Troy with Tara?
No, because then Tara would betray them. No.
And beat them all.
Yeah, no. Also, Tara is way overpowered. They would definitely win if Tara was fighting for them. No, but I don't know. I just don't know how powerful Donna Troy would be.
She's as strong as Wonder Woman.
The thing is that it's children against adults.
Well, you have to count that. Bucky and Toro are also 2 children,
but they're also not in charge of the team.
If you have Captain America, that's probably their biggest advantage, is if they have Captain America leading the team.
Yeah, but there's also Namor. They have more...
Namor is a heavy hitter on their side, at least.
Here's the thing. They have... the Invaders have more flying characters.
Do they?
I think they do.
Because Wonder Girl can fly, Raven can fly, Starfire can fly, Beast Boy can turn to a pterodactyl, and Cyborg can make a jetpack.
Okay. And here's the thing, though. I think that in both cases they have characters that are going to slow them down. With the Invaders, I think that Cap and Union Jack are going to, and Bucky, actually.
Well, Robin's going to beat Bucky easily.
Yeah, but, like, after Bucky's down, he then has to face off against all the other these land creatures.
These land lovers.
Yeah, because, like, I have a feeling that a lot of these... A lot of the flying characters are going to be kind of facing off against other flying characters.
Yeah, because the Kid Flash is going to fight Spitfire, and Kid Flash is a lot faster than Spitfire.
Yeah.
Probably, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, the only real advantage that I see is Starfire and Raven, because I feel like, in the end, because they have, the Invaders have strategy, I think, that I don't think the Teen Titans have.
They're a war unit.
Plus, I think Raven...
Granted, the Teen Titans are part of the Peace Corps.
Yeah, although I don't know if they are in this lineup version.
No. Oh, you guys, let's join the Peace Corps.
I just... The thing is, like, Raven can be very, very powerful, but she's only occasionally written to be as powerful as she actually is.
Yeah.
And that makes me wonder, like, the consistency of her abilities is questionable.
I feel like if you look at who they fought before and who they beat, I would give it to the Teen Titans, because Invaders have fought the likes of Thor, which they struggled against them. They fought against, those 3 cosmic gods, and they struggled against them. They fought against a vampire, and they struggled against that vampire. And it's just been shown that they kind of struggle against all those characters. Whereas the Teen Titans fought, an interdimensional being who's like conquers universes, and they beat him. And they shown to be able to go toe-to-toe with the Justice League, and I think they won that fight, actually. So I feel like, in terms of who they've beaten before, I feel like the Teen Titans do have a slight edge in that reason.
Yeah, but keep in mind that in the original Teen Titans, which was with a different lineup, to be fair, there were a lot of superheroes in the origin story, and this is I don't know how many people know this. In the origin story that they made back in the 70s, I think it was the 70s,
probably 60s
for the original lineup of Teen Titans. There was like this interdimensional being that I can't remember the name of, who started mind controlling the adult superheroes to do bad and like cause crime and hurt people. And the Teen Titans came together because they were like, oh my goodness, our mentors are going crazy, and they couldn't defeat their mentors. They couldn't deal with that. So they went to the source and fought the interdimensional being, and the interdimensional being, his only powers were the mind powers.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is that they couldn't fight the adults and win because the adults are just more powerful.
Yeah, but I feel like at this point in their lineup, they're also older and more experienced.
This is true. I feel like it's not as hands down as you're saying, though.
You're right.
I feel
the
like
Invaders have experience and teamwork on their side, whereas I think the Teen Titans have more power.
And there's a lot of ego in a lot of the characters in Teen Titans.
Well, Namor has a lot of ego in general, so like...
Yeah, but Namor's also can pull his weight.
You're right.
And the thing is like you have Robin, who I think would end up just getting the floor would be wiped.
Yeah.
And we've only got a few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Union Jack would also slow down the Invaders. And I don't know. I think that Teen Titans would be able to win, but by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah. The Invaders are going to find some way to beat them, especially like Namor and Human Torch on their side. They're going to like throw a few good punches in there. Like they're going to take out at least 1 or 2 members of the Teen Titans before they go down.
Yeah. And I think the only thing that yeah.
The only thing they're going to beat them is Beast Boy as a gorilla.
Really? Yeah. That's what tips the scale.
You're right. So, final answer then. Your opinion.
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, me too. So we agreed on one.
Yeah.
So we're going to go and probably get ready to sign off then. Sorry, guys.
Follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Tell us what you think about these different fights.
Yeah, and we'll have one more fight night probably before we go off the air in the summer. But yeah, have fun with that. Anyway, so next week's episode, we're talking about Neil Gaiman's Sandman.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. And then Lord of the Dreams. So over the Twitter, over the week, I might be posting like weird dreams we've had.
Oh.
Maybe not. That's kind of weird.
I mean, I have... maybe.
We'll workshop it. We'll have something dream-related on Twitter. It's all good.
It'll be a dream.
It'll be a dream. Bung, 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 bung. Mr.